Hello viewers, welcome to my Purple Notebook. Thanks for tuning in to my channel. My name is Lillian Haven. I'm a child protection professional with experience that spans well over 19 years. Today we'll be looking at a very sad and disturbing case of child abuse which resulted in the murder of a little 6-year-old boy. His name was Giovanni Chalu Jennings. Everybody referred to him as Chalu. He was born in Michigan in the USA. He lived with his mother, Elena Jennings, his two younger siblings, a boy aged 2 and a sister aged 3. His mother's boyfriend also lived in the home, which was a mobile home on a mobile park. Elaine had 3 children, and each of those children had different fathers. The father of the youngest child, his sister, had been good towards the older boys, which included Chalo. However, that relationship ended. Elaine's current boyfriend had previously lived with his 74-year-old grandmother. Their home had burnt down, and they had lived in a motel. During that time, they tried to raise money, but they only raised £245, which wasn't enough to keep paying for the motel room, so they was asked to leave. He then moved in with Elaine and her 3 children, and that's when all hell broke out. The torturing of Chalu began. It was intentional, malicious, and meticulously planned and executed. Chalu was kept in a pen inside his bedroom. The mother's boyfriend stapled his clothes at one point to the wall. He said he did this because Chalu was being naughty. All Chalu was doing was looking out the window, moving his head, trying to pass urine, and just breathing. And for this, he stapled him to the wall so that he could not turn his head. He videoed this and sent it to his mother. His mother replied in a text, "Well done," and they laughed, repeatedly watched the video and laughed about it. This pattern of abuse was witnessed by the siblings. The accusers provided a wealth of evidence for the prosecution, and this presented itself as cell phone messages, photos, videos, and texts. The police seized a BB gun, ghost gun, and a staple gun. There's pictures of the children playing with these items. Chalu's bed was a wooden slab measuring 11 by 36 inches, and this wooden slab was placed inside the pen. A camera was constantly focused on him and watched every movement that he made. Daniel's grandmother had confided in a neighbor that she had witnessed Chalu getting out of the shower and vomiting a brown fluid. She also noticed welts all over his body. So therefore the grandmother was aware that Chalu had been punished. At one point she also mentioned to a neighbor that she'd seen him being hit with a belt. The bedrooms had blacked out curtains, so nobody could look out, nobody could look in. He was a preschooler. Therefore, he wasn't going to school, and he wasn't missing from education, so nobody was looking for him. One may wonder where were the law enforcement or child protection agencies if people knew things were, if it never reported to anyone. And following the death of Chalu, people may ask questions whether they were under the influence of drugs, or what they did for a living. Elaine's Chalu's mother got pregnant when she was 18 years old. Her older brother tried to steer her in the right direction, but she did not listen. She did what she wanted when she wanted. And then when she fell pregnant, she hoped that things would turn better for her. Unfortunately, it did not. It got worse. She had relationships that just was not sustainable. They did not last any point of time, and she ended up having 3 children. Chalu's stepfather had contacted CPS and raised his concerns. And his concerns was around child neglect and medical neglect. This was done 3 months prior to Chalu's death. However, there was no follow-up from the agencies. Chalu's 4-year-old brother, who witnessed his brother being abused, was interviewed skillfully by therapists. He described how Chalu was repeatedly punched in the stomach and was dead all day. And he said Daniel was present. Daniel was there. That was his words. Chalu reported to have been vomiting a few days after he was punched, Then when he stopped breathing, that's when his mother finally dialed 911. Chalu's mother had initially told police that Chalu had been left with a babysitter. She changed her story to say that he was left with the birth father. She made a call to say that the child had passed out after being left in the care of the birth father. And all of this was found to be untrue. The autopsy revealed that the body was full of bruises, cuts and scars, internally and externally. He was significantly malnourished and underweight. His stomach was bloated and distended. His eyes were swollen and his eyes were protruding. His head was swollen. Bruises were found on his scalp, his chin, forehead, lips, back, hand, thumbs, fingers, knee, thigh, outer thigh and inner thigh. And he would have endured a slow and painful death. The cause of death is recorded to be a blunt force trauma to his bowel, causing a perforated bowel. In August the 11th, they were charged with manslaughter and are awaiting a pre-trial date. First-degree murder is the charge. That's what it stands at the moment. Chalu's stepfather had held a private service on the 14th of August 2024. Today, Chalu's stepfather now has custody of his daughter. The older brother is with his uncle. Chalu's stepfather makes sure that the sister visits the brother twice a week, and the uncle has applied for full custody of the little boy. Elaine's lawyers have made a statement, and that is to say that Elaine is innocent until proven guilty. Prosecutor McDonald has advised the general public on what they can do to help to stop child abuse. As she says, no child should be living at home in fear. She urges the public to track children and make inquiries when a child of school age is taken out of school.